Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today, First Impressions Day. First impressions of the pen that's in this box. We'll be doing an unboxing as well. This is a handmade pen that I got from a company called ThatPenBloke, based in Australia, based somewhere in the Sydney area. So join me now down on the mat. We'll take the pen out of the box. We'll take a look at it. We'll do some size comparisons. We'll fill it with ink. And then we'll do a writing sample. And I'll give you my initial thoughts on this pen. Welcome down to the table. Now, normally with my first impressions, I'd start off with the pen showing here, but I thought I'd go a little bit through the whole experience. So I've been following ThatPenBloke on Instagram for a while, and he posts pictures of a number of pens that he makes. And every time I see it, I'm going, oh, that's nice, isn't it? But it's a case of you see a nice pen, you don't have the money for it. You've got the money, there's no pens that you like the look of. So I've been waiting for quite a while to get one of these pens. Then a couple of weeks ago, there was an ad come up showing this pen. So here's the Facebook post. I'm just going to put that up just so you can see what I saw. I contacted him. I would say within 10 minutes, I got a response. Within another 10 minutes, we'd done the deal. I'd paid the money and secured the pen. About a week later, I received a package in the mail. Now, it does take time to get packages in Australia. It was coming from New South Wales, which is the other side of the country, all the way over to Perth. You know, I think from memory, it's about a 6-hour flight, so it's quite a distance. So I think a week, quite reasonable for that journey. Came in an envelope. Obviously, I've taken it out of the envelope. You don't need to see that. Then there was a box wrapped in this. Thank you. I think it's nice, this black paper. I took it off as neatly as I could. I have tried to put the box back in. I just couldn't. I'm very cack-handed, really. So, very nicely presented. I thought it looked really nice. Also in there, before I unloaded it, was this letter. So, ThatPenBloke, and thank you for buying, and then detailing the fact that he does quite a comprehensive coverage if you damage it, which again, I think is awesome. That after service is brilliant. Also in there, I did hide the address at the bottom. I don't think you want to see people's phone numbers and stuff. Some information about the pen. The name of the blank, something special. Body style, it's a fountain pen. Nib, it's a Yoho number 6. And the nib size, polished steel broad. He's got a wide range of different Yoho nibs to choose from. Again, very nice. Loads of choice. Inside that tissue paper, I had a box. Here it is. Let's hope it's the right way up. We can soon correct that though. Plain white box all the way through. Like you get, to be honest, with a lot of pens. If I take the inner box out, oh, I nearly had it right. Let's turn it around. We've got PB, PenBloke. That's the logo on there, slightly embossed. And again then, we've just got a standard black box. Opening the box, we've got this gorgeous pen kimono. Let me just take that out. Get the box put to one side. Very attractive pen kimono. Again, I think he made some of these himself. I'm not 100% certain on that. But we've got the PB, the PenBloke logo on there. It took me a while to work out how to get the pen out of this kimono because I thought it would slide out the top and it didn't. I thought, well, maybe the other side's the top. Didn't. What it is, there's a little hole here at the side, so it's well protected. Can't accidentally come out. And then easing this out, that reveals this gorgeous pen. Just fetching my pen rest. So this is the pen. And I know they say the material is called something special. This pen, it is something special. Let's start by taking a walk through the body. I'm just going to start by turning this around so we can take a look at the material. So we've got lots of like yellow, golden yellows, browns. Got this gorgeous, I want to say like a blood type, crimson-y type colour. But we've also got greens in there. Absolutely beautiful, stunning material. The top of the pen is slightly domed. It's not flat. I can feel a little bit of a dome to it. Tape it down quite quickly. Rest of the cap, same width all the way down. We've got a step down. I'm looking for it. I'm feeling for it, so you notice it, but it's not too bad. It looks like there's a little bit of a taper coming down though into that step down. Body, again, to me, same width, possibly a slight taper. I don't think so. I think it's the same width all the way down. And then at the other end, we've got a flat bottom. Again, it tapers down to that bottom. This one, it does feel flat. The cap, I know it's hard to take off when there's no clip. So there's half. There's one. One turn. Very quick to release. That reveals the section in the same stunning resin. So here we can see that. This particular section, loads of greens in it. Then we get back to them yellows and that brown. Very pretty. And then we've got the Yoho nib. So standard Yoho nib here. No engraving, just plain. What we do have on the side, we've got the B there because it's a broad nib. So at least we know what the nib designation is. The body comes off to reveal the included Schmidt converter. Now, when the pen arrived, I'm just going to fetch the box back in. Underneath that bed, this is where the converter was. Obviously, I've put it in the pen now. That's why you're seeing it there. I have already cleaned the pen out. I always clean out pens before I first ink them. So I put the converter in, gave it a good clean. Then I've left it a couple of days to dry, so that's nice and dry in there. All in all, beautiful looking pen. Let's do some size comparisons. I've brought in my standard comparisons. Pilot Metropolitan, Lamy Safari. This pen is a big, long pen. It's also a chunky pen, definitely a lot girthier, a lot wider than both the other pens. Let's take the caps off. With the caps off, again, we can see it's a girthier pen. The section, almost the same length as the Safari, but it doesn't have that triangular cutout. The nib, obviously the nib's what's the big differentiator here, that number 6 nib. The pen, the section, the grip part here does feel a little bit on the thin side for me. I've got big hands, I like wide pens, so it's not a problem, just really something that I'm noticing. The pen does not post, not designed to post at all. You don't need to post it though, it's a nice length. Let's pop some ink into the pen. Here's my ink block. The ink that I'm going to put in today, it's by Robert Oster. What I'm trying to do, because these are Australian made pens, I'm always trying to do the first fill with an Australian ink. So this time we're going Robert Oster, and as you can see from the top here, Caffe Crema. I think this is a nice goldenish brown ink. I think it might go well with the body there. Take the cap off, and we'll fill this pen. Always the exciting part for me, the first time you fill a pen. So I'm going to try and dip it in and put it at an angle so we can hopefully see the ink coming up. There's the first pass. I always do a couple of passes. And we've got there a good fill in that pen. Just clean off the nib. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. Here we've got the notepad of testing. This is an A5 notebook made by Black and Red, and it's Oxford optic paper, so it's a nice fountain pen friendly paper. Here's the pen. I can't help myself. It's so pretty to look at. So let's remove the cap. So we've got here ThatPenBloke. Writes very nicely. And it's a broad nib. Price wise, remember this is a handmade pen. It was 190 Aussie dollars. Then you pay for your shipping on top of that. The ink by Robert Oster. Caffe Crema. Pleasant to write with. Nice bit of feedback coming through this nib. Drying times, immediate. 10 seconds. I think it might be wet by the look of that. I'm going to go on to the line below because I've just messed up. 30 seconds. Looks very wet, doesn't it, still? 1 minute. Still smudging quite a bit there. I'm going to go ahead and do a 2-minute test. After 2 minutes, yeah, now we're dry. We expected that. Line variation. So here's no pressure. Here's with some pressure. We're seeing more ink coming out, but I don't think the line's overly wider. There's no pressure with, none, with, none, and with. I mean, it's a steel nib. It's not stiff, it's not soft, but it's nice, it's pleasant. Going to move the mic down to the page and write a sentence. That's nice, that's enjoyable. A little bit of feedback, as I said earlier. It's not scratchy, it's not smooth, it's certainly not glassy like I've had with some nibs. It's just pleasant to use. I like a bit of feedback, and this is just perfect for me. Let's go for flow. So no ink flow issues coming out in this first test. I know we've only just loaded it with ink, so I won't expect too much in the way of ink flow issues. Looking at my writing, can you see how we're getting this gorgeous shading coming through with this Caffe Crema ink? Looks really nice. Even there, which was after it had been freshly filled, still getting shading coming through. And it does look, as I've already said, a fairly wet combo. Just fetch this in. Just look at that with that ink. I think really nice. We've got all the different shades and tones coming through in the pen, and we've got all them shades coming through there in the ink. Very nice. Looks really well together. So what are my thoughts on the ThatPenBloke fountain pen? When I first saw this pen, when I first unpacked it to do my clean out, first things I said to my wife is, God, that's gorgeous. Very nice, very pretty. The picture that I saw on Instagram does not do this justification with the colours and the way the tones come out. Hopefully it'll come through on the video. I do record videos in 4K and I do publish my videos in 4K, but it may not come through. If it doesn't, I'm really sorry, because you're missing out on a treat. It is so pretty. Beautiful colours, beautiful tones. Say, you know, greens. We've got that crimsony, like purpley colours. We've got the yellows. We've got browns. This beautiful golden colour. Like here where you've got the green and the gold coming together. Looks really nice. It feels nice. It's a solid pen. It's not overly heavy. The nib, standard Yoho nib, writes really nicely. Quite like it with this Caffe Crema ink. What I'll do, I think when this runs out, I might try it with Diamine Tobacco Sunburst, which I think has got more of the yellow tones in it. Not an Australian ink, as I say, for the first fill, Australian-made pen, Australian-made resin. He makes the resin himself. I thought it's got to be an Australian ink to go with it first. And that was the best one I had. I did toy with Robert Oster Aussie Brown, but that's a lot darker ink, and I think this Caffe Crema does suit this pen quite well. The pen is very comfortable. I said earlier on about the section filling thin. It doesn't when you're writing with it. The pen just vanishes into your hand. It's just as if it's an extension of your arm. Very nice. That's what I like. It's a pen very easily lets me do what I want. It's let me get ideas out of my head and onto paper. And in this limited test, it's definitely in a way that I enjoy. I'm looking forward to using this pen more. Now we're coming towards the December period. I may actually try and use this quite a bit more. It certainly won't be a daily driver because I'm focusing on Inkvent for December, but certainly will be a pen I can see myself reaching for time and again. I may even use it in my daily videos. Some of my daily videos, I put my own thoughts in a different pen than the quotes that I'm writing. this might be the one I used to do that during December. That's worth thinking about. So this is my first impressions of ThatPenBloke fountain pen and Robert Oster Caffe Crema. Based on this, very highly recommend it. Well worth every cent of that 190 Aussie dollars. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Have you got any pens made by ThatPenBloke? How about any other handmade pen manufacturers? Please drop a comment down below. I'd love to build up a list for future purchases. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.